Hey everyone, welcome to Singletrack. My name's Will, and today we're going to be reviewing a set of Shimano's Saint M828 flat pedals. Now, if this is your first time joining us on YouTube, consider hitting that subscribe button now to see all the videos we're working on in the near future. Now, these Saint pedals I've been using for about 9 months so far, and I've been really impressed with just how tough and durable they are. And it's safe to say that Shimano has a fantastic reputation when it comes to SPD clip-in pedals, and they've certainly owned that market for the past 25 years or so. However, that popularity hasn't exactly extended to their flat pedal range. Shimano's hoping to change that though with the new Saint and XT flat pedal range. Now, this Saint is completely redesigned over the old version. For a start, it's bigger. The platform size itself measures 109 millimeters long by 105 millimeters wide, and compare that to the previous Saint's 90 by 95 millimeter platform, and this is quite a bit bigger. It's also thinner as well. Gone is the bulge through the middle of the pedal platform of the old Saints, and instead we have a nice thin profile. This measures 16.4 millimeters thick. So they're not the thinnest pedals on the market, but they are thinner than, say, a pair of DMR Volts, and certainly a lot lower profile than any other flat pedal that Shimano has previously offered. For each pedal, we have 12 pins per side, and these are steel grub screws. Now, the pedals do come with 2 different length screws in the box. The ones that come fitted are 3 millimeter pins, and to be honest, they leave a lot to be desired in terms of traction. I can see the stock 3 millimeter pins being useful for more recreational riders and those who don't want really vicious, tall, angry looking pins on their pedals. For me, I strip them off straight away and put on the longer 5 millimeter pins which come in the box. Now, these are pretty vicious looking pins. They're externally threaded as well to give a little bit more bite on the underside of your shoe. The only problem though is that all of the pins come prepped with Loctite, which is fantastic, and I certainly haven't lost any pins during testing, but it does make them really difficult to remove and install. They also require a 2 millimeter hex key, so it did take me quite a bit of time to remove the stock 3 millimeter pins and install these taller 5 millimeter pins. The other thing about these being a grub screw design is that if you do scrape the pins against a rock and damage the surface, you're also damaging the hex hole which you would normally use to put your 2 millimeter hex key in and remove the pin. And that means that when the pins are damaged, you will need to use a set of pliers to remove them from the pedal. Being Shimano pedals, these are of course made from cold forged alloy. They're very, very solid, chunky pedals. We've got 3 big windows that are machined into the pedal platform itself, and this is designed to help mud and grit evacuate from the underside of your shoe to maintain traction on the pedal. That said, we do have these pockets that are machined into the outside of the pedal body. That's to drop weight from the pedal, but that does mean there are a lot of ledges here for storing soil samples if you're riding in particularly loamy or muddy conditions. With a chromoly axle and big forged alloy bodies, these aren't the lightest pedals on the market. Confirmed weight for the pair is 495 grams with the taller 5 millimeter pins fitted as we've got here. They are very robust though. I've certainly smashed them into my fair share of rocks and roots on the trail, and they're still spinning nice and smooth, and save for a few scratches and gouges here on the pedal body, they're still going strong. Now, speaking of the axles and the bearings, these use Shimano's cup and cone bearing system. So whereas a lot of flat pedals on the market will use tiny cartridge bearings or DU bushings or a combination of the two, these use adjustable and easily serviceable cup and cone bearings. Now, there are 2 bearing races inside each pedal axle assembly, and we have 11 steel balls per bearing, so 22 per pedal. They're relatively easy to pull apart and service. You will need Shimano's little plastic tool for undoing this gold sleeve here to access the inside of the pedal. But once you pull that out, they're quite easy to clean out and re-grease if you need to. Now, I did pull these pedals apart yesterday, and even after 9 months of testing, they're still clean as a whistle inside with plenty of grease where it needs to be. And they're still spinning as smooth as the day they came out of the box, which is really, really impressive. Considering I've had other pedals which have gotten quite scratchy within the first couple of months of riding, I'm really impressed with just how smooth and durable the bearing system in these Saint pedals has been. Combine that serviceability and durability with Shimano's 2-year warranty, and these pedals are about as reliable as it gets. Traction has been really good. They're certainly not the grippiest pedals on the market. I'd probably give that award to either the DMR Volts or the Nuke-Proof Horizons, but these aren't far off, and they're certainly a big improvement over previous Shimano flat pedals. The platform itself is fairly flat. There's a small amount of concavity here, so the front and rear of the platform are 1 millimeter thicker than the center of the platform. That said, they don't have a distinctly bowl shape compared compared to pedals like the DMR Volt. So if you're chasing that shape, I probably wouldn't recommend these pedals. One thing you can do though is run the taller 5mm pins at the front and rear of the pedal and run the shorter 3mm pins through the middle. And what that will do is create a pseudo bowl shape to give you a little bit more concavity to the pedal platform. That's exactly what my colleague Andy has been doing, and he prefers that setup. Personally, I like the 5mm pins all the way around for maximum traction, maximum grip. Combined with Shimano's own GR7 flat pedal shoe, which I've also been testing, these Michelin rubber soles provide plenty of edges to hold onto those pins and deliver really, really good usable traction levels. So I've been quite impressed with the grip on offer with these for sure. While they're not the grippiest on the market, they're certainly very, very good. And that probably sums up the Saint flat pedals pretty well. They're not the thinnest on the market, they're not the grippiest on the market, and they're certainly not the lightest on the market, but they're super reliable, easy to service, and they provide a good balance of all those performance attributes. Now, if you'd like to read the full review of the Saint M828 flat pedals, make sure you jump on singletrackworld.com to read my review of Shimano's latest high-end flat pedals. If you've got any questions for me about these pedals, make sure you drop them into the comment section below. As always, give us a thumbs up for the video, and if you haven't already done it, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll have plenty more videos coming your way in the near future. Right, that's it from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Tooroo!